Alrighty, fellas. So for this season, we have a special new mechanic to the Seth boss. In this case, we have to use items in this fight in order to get the exalted torrent stats. But don't worry, I'll guide you on this season's rotations on the SUMI side. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Ikaze. One. Alrighty, fellas. So I'm going to go ahead and show the Rev Cards and the Mindscapes, starting with our main girl, SUMI. SUMI is going to be running Wisdom and Virtue. And don't worry, if you are A0 SUMI, you can still follow my rotation. Next is her Mindscape. Now for our main strategist, starting off with Cord. Cord is going to be running Creation Reconciliation. Here is her Mindscape. Now for the twins, we're going to be running the Departure and Control set, as Negativity and Power is kind of a fraudulent set, and Departure and Control can help us cap on our defense reduction, so it helps out more than I would say Negativity and Power. Now, if you have A0 twins instead of A1 twins, you will not be able to follow the rotation, but don't worry, if you are A0 twins, you would just do like a SUMI skill 2 on like Cord on specific turns. Here is their Mindscape. And lastly, for our main navigator, that's going to be Futaba. I found that Futaba herself, with S3 paired with Sumi's highlight damage, does way more than getting an extra Da Capo highlight with an A0 Anch. So, Futaba, we're going to be running Resolve and Labor. Here is her Mindscape. And now let's go ahead and talk about Wonder himself. So for Wonder, if you don't cap it on defense reduction, I recommend R6 Arc Knife. If you are, you can do something like an R6 Glimmer, or worse, R6 Ex Machina with a Blessed Persona to start your lineup. Now, as for Wonder's personas, we're going to be running Sarosha with Absolute Obedience to amp up Sumi's highlight damage, Rakunda, and next, Vishnu, we're going to be running Wind of Nirvana to inflict further defense shreds to help us cap, and lastly, Yanoshik, again, to help us cap it on our defense reduction using Rakunda and applying Mark. And okay, fellas, without further ado, let's get straight into the run. Ikaze. Alrighty, fellas, let's go ahead and get started. So, if you're A1 twins, you'll be able to follow this rotation precisely to the core. If you're A0, I will warn you, you do not want to target Sumi's dance partner on A0 twins. You want to do that on Cord. So, twins going to go ahead and proc their Pierce Rate buff there using skill 2. Alright, Wonder's going to go ahead and Rakunda with Sarosha to cap out on her defense reduction. Cord here, you're going to use a targetable item on Sumi to give her the Exalted Torrent damage amp effect. We're going to go ahead and strategist Twins highlight here to further boost our party's attack. Sumi, you're going to go ahead and Invitation onto A1 twins. You're gonna, if you don't have A1 twins, just target it on Cord. Anyways, next, Futaba, we're going to go ahead and activate her skill 1 here. This is going to inflict a defense shred onto Seth to further cap out on our shreds. Twins, we're going to go ahead S2 here. If you're A1, this will auto cast S3, giving Sumi extra step stacks with her follow-ups, and then further providing us with crit damage from Seisai no Jikanda. Another step stack. And then here, with Wonder, you're going to go ahead and switch to Vishnu. You're going to go ahead and do Wind of Nirvana to inflict the Windswept and further shreds. If you're A0 Sumi here, you're going to go ahead and skill 2. But if you're A1, go ahead and Distortion here. Make sure you do land the Shock, so you get that extra 10% CR to cap out on your crit rate with Sumi. Alright, here, if you have A1 twins, you would S3 with Sumi. If not, you would skill 1 with Sumi. So she gets enough stacks of step. And then here, you're going to go ahead and Futaba S3 on Sumi, making this boss weak to bless damage. And then here, you're going to go ahead and Masquerade with Sumi. Twins, you're going to go ahead and recast their S2. This is going to go ahead and buff up Sumi's Pierce Rate again. And with that, we get our final step stack. Wonder here, you're going to go ahead and change to Sarosha. You're going to go ahead and do Sarosha Highlight to amp our damage taken effects. And then further on, you're going to go ahead and use Absolute Obedience with Sarosha to boost up Sumi's highlight damage. Okay, Cord here, you're going to go ahead and do the funny catchy hook button. Of course, make sure you target Sumi. So she does big PP damage on her highlight. 4.3. Very nice. Do it again. And then you're going to finish this turn with Sumi S3. And again, this boss doesn't really hit that hard, so no need for a sustain at all. And then here, we're going to go ahead and use the twins S1 to increase our party's attack. Seisai no Jikanda. Going to amp up our crit damage for about 2 turns. Wonder, we're going to go ahead and reset his rotation. But this time, we're going to change to Yanoshik. You're going to go ahead and Rakunda here, and it will apply Mark. If you are capped out on defense reduction, you can always Rebellion or Tarukaja with Yanoshik, and it can still apply Mark. Cord here, you're going to go ahead and use an item. And then make sure you target Sumi, so she gets the Exalted Torrent damage amp buff. You're going to go ahead and do Cord highlight here. And then with Sumi, again, if you are A0 twins, you would target Cord here. Alright, Futaba's back. We're going to go ahead and reapply her defense shred using skill 1. Twins, you're going to go ahead and skill 2. That's going to go ahead and give Sumi the pierce rate buff again. There's a step stack. Wonder, we're going to go ahead and change to Vishnu. Go ahead and Wind of Nirvana. Inflict that Windswept and the extra shred with his passive. Here, we're going to go ahead and reset the Cord rotation. We're going to go ahead and skill 2 onto Sumi. Amping up her attack. Okay, here we're going to go ahead and reproc the twins highlight with Fire and Ice. Further amping our party-wide attack. Sumi, if you have A1 twins, you'll go ahead and do skill 3 here. If you don't, then you will skill 1. So you get that extra step stack. Alrighty, Futaba's back. For the final time, make sure you apply S3 on the Sumi so that it becomes a Bless Weakness implant. Alright, twins. Or my bad, Sumi, we're going to go ahead and Masquerade here. Go ahead and for the last time, do the twin skill 1. Sumi's going to follow up. And then Seisai no Jikanda. This should put Sumi at max stacks for some big PP damage. Alrighty. Wonder, you're going to go ahead and change to Sarosha. You're going to go ahead and Absolute Obedience to amp up Sumi's highlight damage. And you know what time it is, fellas. Time to click that funny catchy hook button. Go ahead and target Sumi. Let her throw that big sword. And then do it again. Throw that big sword times 2. And to end it off, you know the usual. Sumi skill 3. And GG's. Alrighty, fellas. Thank you so much for watching this SOS guide. And if you do have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I'll get to you as fast as I can. And if you really enjoyed this one, maybe consider leaving a like, a sub. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Just 300 more. And I hope to make that goal by the end of this year. So let's get it, y'all. No. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, fellas. Thank you so much for watching this Astrolab guide. Oh, no. Oh. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, fellas. Thank you so much for watching this SOS guide. And if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. And I got to 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, fellas. Thank you so much for watching this Astrolab guide. And if you do have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I'll get to you as fast as I can. And if you really enjoyed this one, consider leaving a like, maybe a sub. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, y'all. Just 300 more away. And, you know, we'll hit that 1K mark, y'all. And let's see if I can hit it by the end of this year. And, yeah, do look forward to more guides and, you know, video essays coming out for this channel. I really enjoy making content for P5X. And, you know, thank you so much for all your feedbacks, y'all, and all your comments. It means a lot to me. And until the next one, y'all, deuces.